film maneh.
The film opens with a woman named Nazim who goes to a shaman named Aber. Aber performs a ritual on Nazim. After this, the story jumps forward a few years. Nazim is now living alone with her 3 children because her husband has passed away. The children's names are Dani, Radna, and Dodi. Radna and Dodi go to school, but Dani still isn't doing any work. This worries Nazim a lot because she wants her son to get a job and help support the family. After Radna and Dodi leave for school, Nazim talks to Dani about this. She tells him to find some work and also asks where he disappears to every night. Dani doesn't give a clear answer. This makes Nazim angry, and she tells Dani to leave the house. She says she doesn't want Dani to have a bad influence on Ratna and Dodi. Hearing these harsh words from his mother breaks Dani's heart, and he leaves home. Before leaving, Dani says that one day he'll stand on his own feet and prove himself. Even though Nazim doesn't feel good about throwing her son out, she does what she believes is right. The story then moves forward a few months. Nazim's life is going on normally. She runs a diner, and the business is doing quite well. Every day, just like always, she lights a strange kind of cigarette and places it near some items related to black magic. Meanwhile, Ratna is dating a boy named Ratnab. On the other hand, Dani has started working at a motor workshop. The owner of the workshop is very happy with Dani's work and pays him a good salary. In the next scene at night, Dodi asks Ratna for some water, but Ratna is busy on the phone with her boyfriend, so Dodi has to go to the kitchen by himself. While going down the stairs, Dodi sees a black shadow moving around inside the house. Suddenly, the entity comes up behind him. Terrified, Dodi runs back to his room, and in the end, Ratna has to go get the water herself. The next day, Ratna comes to her mother's diner with her boyfriend, and Nazim sees them together. Nazim clearly tells her that she shouldn't date boys like him, saying that they can't be trusted. Ratna apologizes and gives her mother a notice about the school fees that were overdue. After that, Ratna takes the food and goes home. Nazim has a friend named Rodia who works at the diner. But today, something strange was happening at the diner. Everyone passing by felt that the diner looked very old and haunted. A customer named Bismo comes to pick up food and complains to Rodia about it, but Rodia ignores him. Najim, however, hears everything and becomes very disturbed. That day, no customers came to the diner. After a while, the same man returns because the food he took earlier had gone bad. Najim apologizes and refunds his money. When Najim checks, she finds that all the food in the diner has spoiled, even though it had been cooked just a short while ago. They are forced to throw everything away. Then Najim notices a cigarette that wasn't completely burned. Najim takes Rodia and goes to see Aber. But when they reach Aber's house at night, they receive shocking news. They learn that Aber died the previous night. Not only that, before dying, Aber had horribly scratched his own face with his nails. Najim goes inside to see Eber's body. After everyone else leaves, Aber's eyes suddenly open. Terrified, Najim calls out to others, but no one comes. When she tries to close his eyes, the body starts moving, and black, dirty blood comes out of Eber's mouth and splashes onto Najim's face. Najim runs outside in fear. The scene then shifts to Najim's house. Dodi is sitting and watching a horror movie when there is loud knocking at the door. After a moment, the door opens on its own, and Dodi sees something strange entering the house. But when he puts on his glasses, he realizes it's his mother. Seeing her strange behavior, Dodi follows her into the room. She is sitting in an unusual way and not saying anything. While Dodi is checking the room, Najim suddenly screams in a terrifying voice, telling him to close the door. Frightened, Dodi runs to Radna and tells her about their mother. Just then there is knocking on the door again. When Dodi and Radna open it, they see Najim and Rodia standing there. They have just returned. Rana tells Dodi that this is what happens when you watch horror movies at night. That night, Najim's body starts feeling restless, and she wakes up. Suddenly the radio turns on by itself, and a scary haunted song starts playing. Najim goes to turn it off, and just then the lights in the house go out. Suddenly, the closet door bursts open, and a terrifying entity comes out and hurls Najim into the air. At that very moment, Najim woke up. So it was all just a bad dream. The next day, Najim goes to Ratna's school to ask for a little more time to pay the fees, but there she finds out that the fees have already been paid by Dani. Ratna calls Dani and learns that his life is now settled and that he's earning money. Najim only says that she hopes Dani is earning it in a halal way. Meanwhile, the diner is crowded with customers, and Rodia is serving food to everyone. On the way, Najim finds out that her dinner isn't open today. It's actually closed. Hearing this, she rushes to the diner. From the outside itself, everything looks old and strange, and there's a rotten stench coming from inside. When Najim goes in, she sees that there are no humans there, only jinn eating rotten food. Seeing this, she breaks out in a cold sweat. Redia then shows Najim a pile of dry leaves and says, "Look how much money we earned today." In reality, Redia is trapped in the jinn's illusion and is mistaking those dry leaves for money. Najim pulls Redia out of the illusion, and together they go to a shaman. At the shaman's place, Najim explains that her business has been doing very poorly for the past 3 months. She asks him why this is happening to her. To uncover the truth, the shaman performs a ritual. Suddenly, a jinn possesses Najim. The jinn say, "My name is Nangji. Don't interfere in this game or I will kill you." The jinn attack the shaman and then disappear. After that, the shaman says, "You made a deal with a jinn named Yangi, and now you failed to give him the offerings, because the person who used to give those offerings is no longer alive. Since the condition has been broken, that jinn will now destroy you and your family." Here he's talking about Aber, who had already died. Nim asks what she should do now. The shaman says that before it's too late, the jinn must be removed from her body, but he himself can't help with that. He advises Najim that she must either go to the person who put the jinn inside her or seek help from a much more powerful spiritual practitioner. Otherwise, the jinn will kill her entire family. After saying this, shaman sends Nazim and Radia away from there. After that, Nazim takes Rodia and goes back to Eber's house again, hoping that maybe one of Eber's relatives there could help her. Nazim sees a woman inside the house, but Rodia doesn't see anyone there. Anyway, Nazim knocks on the door, but there's no response from inside. Just as Nazim is about to leave, the door suddenly opens on its own. Nazim goes inside the house, and right then Niawangi follows her in and violently attacks Nazim. The scene then cuts to Brahim and Ratna. Brahim had brought Ratna to his house. At first, everything seemed fine, but after some time, Brahim started forcing himself on Ratna, which she absolutely doesn't like. Because of this, Ratna breaks up with Brahim and runs away from there. That night, Nazim and Rudia return home. Nazim walks inside without saying anything. Radia tells the children that Nazim hasn't spoken to anyone since morning and asks them to call her if there's any problem. Then she leaves. As soon as Rodia leaves, a strange sound comes from the bathroom. Ratna and Dodi rush there and see that their mother is pouring boiling hot water over herself. Ratna immediately tries to stop her, but by then Nazim's skin has already been badly burned by the hot water. Dodi goes to get a towel, but he feels like someone is holding the towel from behind. When Dodi turns around, he sees a jinn standing there holding the towel. Dodi screams loudly, and at that moment, Ratna arrives. The very next second, the jinn disappear. Together, they take their mother to the room and apply medicine to her body. Later, when Ratna tries to feed her mother, Nasim starts vomiting black-colored liquid. Ratna doesn't understand what to do, so she calls her brother Dani, but Dani is studying at that time and doesn't answer the call. After a while, Dodi also starts behaving strangely. Just then, Dani calls back and Radha tells him everything. Dani says he's coming home and tells Ratna to bring Rudia with her as well. Ratna runs through the rain to Rodia's house, brings her back, and around the same time, Dani also reaches home. All three go inside, but Nazim and Dodi are not in their room. Then they hear some noises coming from the bathroom. When they go there, they see that their mother is now forcefully bathing Dodi as well. All three of them work together to calm Nazim down and save Dodi. The next day, Nazim still didn't say anything. Dani goes out to get food for everyone. Meanwhile, Bree messages Radna and calls her outside. When Ratna comes out, Bree shows her a photo and starts blackmailing her, then tries to force himself on her. Just then, Dani arrives, beats Bree up, and drives him away. When Nazim becomes a little normal, she explains that ever since her father's death, she had completely broken down. There was no way left to raise the children. That's why she went to that shaman and made a deal with a jinn named Yangi so that their business would do well. The children realize that their mother did all of this for them. The atmosphere becomes very emotional. But just then, Dodi notices that the door has opened on its own and the jinn is standing outside. Dani goes out to check, but suddenly the jinn leaves Dani outside and locks the door from the inside. Nazim becomes possessed again and jumps down from the bed. As Ratna comes closer, Nazim pushes her and knocks her down. She then destroys everything in the room and starts smashing her head against the window glass. Dani breaks the door and rushes inside. By then, Nazim is cutting her hands and feet with pieces of glass and even starts attacking the children. Somehow, Dani manages to get Radna and Dodi out of the room and locks Nazim inside. The next morning, when they open the door, they see Nazim writhing in pain. They lay her on the bed and apply medicine to her wounds. Then the three children decide to sit beside their mother and pray so that the jinn will leave her. But as soon as the prayers begin, Nazim starts screaming, "Give me food. I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday." She completely loses control, so they tie their mother to the bed so she can't hurt anyone. At night, Denny comes back with a few people and a local religious healer. Together, they start praying inside Nazim's room to drive the jinn away. The prayers continue, and Nazim, possessed, keeps screaming in pain. The healer tells everyone to keep praying. Suddenly, Nazim sits up. Her terrifying scream leaves everyone frozen. They all stand up, and the healer decides to confront the jinn. But Nwangi throws the healer into the air and slams him against the wall, seriously injuring him. The injured healer is immediately taken away, and Danny locks his mother back in the room. After that, Rhodia calls and says she has found a man who can help them. His name is Ki. She says she will take their mother to Ki in the morning, and then hangs up. The scene shifts to Rhodia, who is on her way to meet the children. Suddenly, she sees the jinn standing in front of her. In the blink of an eye, the jinn reach her. Terrified, Rhodia runs back home and hides, but the jinn attack her anyway. The next morning, as Rhodia had said, Danny starts preparing to take his mother to Kia. 3 of Danny's friends are helping him, but now Rhodia is no longer answering her phone. That's why Danny goes to Rhodia's house. When he gets there, he finds out that Rhodia mysteriously died the previous night. A girl there gives Danny an address, which turns out to be Ki's address. After that, Donnie, Ratna, Dodi, and Danny's 3 friends put Nazim in a car and set off toward Ki's place. Throughout the journey, Nazim keeps screaming. Ki's house is deep inside the forest, so they have to continue the rest of the way on foot. After some time, evening falls, and it's time for mag prayers. Everyone says they should stop and pray first, so they pause and begin their prayers. During the prayer, Dodi sees the jinn standing next to his mother, but he doesn't tell anyone. As soon as the prayer ends, they realize that Nazim is gone. Danny and his 3 friends head into the forest to look for her. After a while, 2 of the friends find Nazim in the forest. But before they can understand what's happening, Nazim suddenly jumps at one of them and beats him with a stick. Then she brutally kills the second friend as well, and runs away. Some time later, Donnie and the 3rd friend find the bodies of the 2 friends. Seeing his friends dead, Danny completely breaks down. At that very moment, Nazim appears again and viciously kills Donnie's 3rd friend too, then disappears into the forest. After that, Nazim goes after Ratna and Dodi. Terrified, Ratna and Dodi move toward their mother. But as soon as they get close, Nazim attacks them. Ratna and Dodi start running, and the jinn chase them. Eventually, Dodi falls, and Nazim catches him. Just then, Donnie arrives and saves his younger brother. The jinn attacks Donnie and is about to kill him when someone suddenly strikes Nazim with a stick, calming her down. That man is none other than Ustad Kai. Nazim is then taken to Ustad's house, where he shows them the true form of the jinn. Kai explains that making a deal with the jinn is a great sin. To remove the jinn from their mother's body, certain things will be required. They need a coconut and soil from the shaman's grave, because Aber was the one who summoned the jinn. Danny immediately leaves to get those items, and Kai gives him a bottle of holy water. After Danny leaves, Adodi and Ratna surround Nazim and begin praying. Soon, Danny reaches Aber's grave. As he starts collecting the soil, it suddenly turns into writhing worms and insects. At the same moment, Donnie sees that he's been surrounded by corpses wrapped in burial shrouds, trying to stop him from taking the soil. Calling upon Allah's name, Donnie uses the holy water to draw a protective circle around himself. Instantly, all the jinn vanish. Danny then takes the soil and starts heading back. Meanwhile, because of the prayers, Nazim begins to convulse and vomit black blood. The jinn suddenly grows stronger and more violent. It tells the ad to stay away and tries to attack him. The ad strikes it with his staff and pushes it back. But then Nazim's body twists unnaturally, and she starts fighting the ad in a horrifying way. With one powerful leap, she throws Ki aside and advances in an even more terrifying state. A brutal fight breaks out between Ki and Nazim. Eventually, the ad throws Nazim out of the house where she collapses unconscious. When the ad steps forward to check on her, Nazim suddenly wakes up and attacks him, biting his shoulder and badly injuring him. Nazim then picks up a sword and moves to attack her own children. But at the very last moment, when she sees her son's innocent face, she tries to control the jinn inside her body. For a brief time, she calms down and begins to cry. But soon, the jinn take control of her again. Just as Nazim is about to kill them, Danny arrives in time. He stops his mother, and Ki casts a spell over the coconut water. Danny then throws the water onto the possessed Nazim. She screams in agony. When the water is thrown a second time, the jinn become restless, and Nazim collapses unconscious. Nazim is then laid down, and the exorcism begins. Her children cleanse her body with coconut water, while soil from Eber's grave is sprinkled over her. Forced by this ritual, the jinn leave Nazim's body without resistance. Nazim regains consciousness, but she knows her death is inevitable. Her body has already given up. With her final breaths, she apologizes to her children and tells Danny to take care of his siblings. She says goodbye and peacefully falls asleep forever. After their mother's death, the children cling to her body and cry. In the movie's post-credits scene, we see that their mother's diner is now being run by Danny and Ratna. But then it's revealed that the jinn have possessed Ratna as well. And the movie ends there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.